Jai Hind, dear students. Today we move on another areas of your entrepreneurship subject: growth and development of enterprise. Growth is a utmost importance for survival of an enterprise. Once business has started generating adequate profit, growth is the next exciting challenge. A successful entrepreneur is one who makes sure that there is a constant flow of new ideas related to growth of business. The growth of a business is done through expansion of enterprises. The expansion may be two types: internal expansion and external expansion. What do you mean by internal expansion? It is a slow and time consuming process which is the result of gradual increase in the activities of an enterprise. It may increase in the activities of an enterprise, expanding production capacity, replacing old machine with new ones, new areas of production, entering new markets, increasing output, increasing in the business activity, broadening the present capital structure. External expansion. External expansion is also known as business combination. The external expansion occurs when two or more business enterprises join together with a common objective of expanding their business. A firm may expand externally by franchising, mergers and acquisition, eliminating competition, synergy. In your syllabus, you detailed study regarding external expansion. First one, franchising. Franchising is helping thousands of individuals to be their own boss and own and operate their own business. It is an agreement where the manufacturer or sale distributor of a trademarked product or service gives the exclusive right of the local distribution to independent retailers in return for their payment of royalties and conformance to standardize the operating procedure. Various franchisings are Amazon, DTDC, Dish TV, Sunbuy, etc. In franchising, there is two terms or two persons. First one, franchisor. The person or a company offering the franchisee is known as franchisor. Next one, franchisee. The person or an entity who purchases the franchisee and is given the opportunity to enter the new business with a better chance to success is known as franchisee. Next one, franchisee agreement. It is a legal document defining the mutual terms and conditions between the franchisor and a franchisee. The main ingredients of franchisee agreement are: first one, contract explanation. It is a part of agreement that defines the type of relationship between a franchisee and a franchisor. Second one, operations manual. It is a section of the agreement that lays down forward the guidelines that franchisee must legally follow while operating the business. Next one, proprietary statements. These statements outline how the franchisee name is to be used and also the marketing and advertising procedure required to followed by the franchisee. Next one, ongoing site maintenance. This includes the types and the time frame regarding the various maintenance items and upgrades that must be made on the franchisee location. The chocolate room are the some of the examples of franchisee. Space request, investment range, chocolate room, franchisee fee. What should be the skill of an entrepreneur? It should be a good listener. It should be a good customer services. Another franchisee, smoking joys. Next one, advantages to franchisee. First one, product acceptance. The franchisee usually enters into a business that has accepted name product or service, he does not have any spent resources to establish the credibility of business and create market for these products. Second one, management expertise. The franchisor provides the managerial exercise related to all the aspects of operating the franchisee to the franchisor. For this purpose, the training programs are conducted, which includes the classes of accounting, personal management, marketing, and production. Next one, capital requirements. The franchisee offers an opportunity to start a new venture with upfront support from the franchisor, which saves the considerable time and capital to the franchisee. Next one, knowledge of the market. The franchisors are well aware of existing market conditions. With their experience and knowledge, they can provide advice and assistance to the franchisees for creating the market. Next one, operating and structural controls. The generally new venture is faced with the problems of quality control and managerial control. The franchisor helps to franchisee to adjust both the problems. Next one, advantages to the franchisor. Quick expansion. The first step and foremost advantage of franchising for franchisor is that it allows a business to expand quickly using little capital. Next one, cost advantages. The huge size of franchised company offers many advantages to the franchisor. The franchisor can purchase suppliers in large quantities, thus achieving the economies of scale. Next one, disadvantages of franchisee. Right and only way of doing things. Entering into franchisee agreement limits the degree of freedom for the franchisee. He loses his spirit of innovation. Next one, continuing cost implication. In addition to the original franchisee fees, royalties, the franchisees also demand percentage of revenue. Risk franchisor getting bought. The franchisee faces serious problems and difficulties when the franchisor either fails or get bought out of by another company. Next one, inability to provide services. When the promises made by the franchisee agreement are not kept, the franchisees may be left without any support in the important areas such as advertising, training, quality control, etc. Some of the examples of franchising in India: Raymond Limited, NII NIT, JSWC Limited, Mahindra and Mahindra Limited are the some of the major franchising in India. Next one, types of franchising. Product franchisee, business opportunity, manufacturing franchisee opportunity, business franchisee opportunity revenue, business format franchisee opportunity. Another type of external expansion is that mergers and acquisition. Mergers is the combination of two companies into one larger company. In merger, acquiring company takes over the assets and liabilities of merged company. Mergers are commonly take place in two forms: amalgamation and absorption. Amalgamation means two entities combine together and form a new entity, extinguishing both the existing entities. Second one, absorption. In absorption, one entity gets absorbed into another, but the latter does not lose its entity. So, x plus y is equal to x, where the company y is merged into company x. bracket absorption, and x plus y is equal to z, where z is the new company in amalgamation. Next one, types of mergers. Conglomerate mergers. In this type of merger, the firm which are involved in totally unrelated business come together. This form of merger can take place in two ways: pure conglomerate merger, mixed conglomerate merger. Pure conglomerate merger, this merger involves the firms which nothing is common. Mixed conglomerate merger, this merger involves the firms that are looking into the product extension or market extension. Next one, horizontal merger. This merger occurs when the two companies between companies in the same industry. It is generally between the competitors offering same goods and services. Third one, the market extension merger. This type of merger take place between the companies that deal the same products but in a separate market. The main purpose of is to make sure that merging companies can get access to a bigger market share. Fourth one, product extension merger. This merger take place between two business organizations that deal in products which are related to each other in an operated same market. Next one, vertical merger. A merger between two companies producing different goods and services for one specified finished product is termed as vertical merger. Next one, acquisition. A company buy most, if not all, of the target company's ownership stakes in order to assume the control of the target firm is termed as acquisition. It is a corporate action in which a company buy most of the business. Types of acquisition. Friendly acquisition. The companies involved approve of the acquisition under the friendly terms. There is no forceful acquisition and the process is coordinate. Second one, reverse acquisition. In this type of acquisition, a private company takes over a public company. Next one, black flip acquisition. In this form of acquisition, the purchasing company became the subsidiary of purchased company. It is very rare. Next one, hostile acquisition. The whole transaction is carried out through force. The targeted company is driven to such extreme situation that it has to agree with the acquisition to its own will. Next one, process of mergers and acquisition. First one, analyzing the client requirements. Under this step, the client needs to recurring mergers and acquisition are analyzed. Second one, generating ideas. Keeping in view the client's requirements, ideas are generated to meet his or her objective. Next one, valuing companies. This step put a monetary value to each company reviewed so that the purchase price could be negotiated. Fourth step is that identifying the potential partners. After the companies are valued, those within the budget are identified so that the future plan of action could be carried out. Fifth one, drawing up the competition. These issues the consider and the stage are drawing up of the letter of intent confidentiality agreement between the buyer and the seller of companies. Next one, due diligence. Accounting and law firms are hired to conduct due diligence. Next one, supporting management. If after the reports on due diligence, the company wants to continue with the process of mergers and acquisition. Next one, conducting negotiation. This is the last step in the process of mergers and acquisition, wherein the concerned parties negotiated with each other so that a favorable deal is struck between them. Next one, reasons for mergers and acquisition. Synergy. It implies the condition wherein 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. The combined value of merging exceeds the individual value merged for. Next one, acquiring new technology. The main remain competitive companies needs to constantly upgrade their technology. So by buying a company with a unique and modern technology. Next one, improved profitability. Companies incurred in mergers and acquisition if they feel that it would be help to increase their profitability. Next one, acquiring competency. Companies sometimes opt mergers and acquisition, so acquire a competency or capability that they do not have any other firms does. Next one, entry into new market. Mergers helps to company to enter into new market without facing stiff competition. Next one, access to funds. If a company is faced with a shortage of funds and it also does not have a proper access to raise the fund in the capital market. Next one, tax benefits. Mergers and acquisition are also adopted to reduce the tax liabilities. Thank you.